Hey there. Sorry about that. Hey, 10:30. Oh shit, what am I talking about? 9:20 in the morning. I was telling my guy Gene to be over here by 10:30. Gonna have Gene doing a whole bunch of work around the house today. I gotta get this house ready, man. Hey, we're about to put the house on the market and just see what we do. Just see if I can make a cool hundo off this thing. I should get close to that. That's what they tell me I've got in equity, is over 100,000 in this house. So it'd be interesting to see if we could get close to it. It certainly would be a much needed come up, to say the least. Anyway, so I begin this, not sure how this audio is gonna be. This is a Canon M50 with the kit lens. This is a great camera. I use this camera quite a bit in terms of filming. Between this and I have two of these, I use two different Canon M50s. Both have prime lenses on them, which are expensive, solitary lenses. One of them's a 16 millimeter, the other one's a 30. And I don't particularly care for the 16. The 30 is the best, but it's only the best for doing interview style videos. But this camera with this kit lens that I can zoom and do all of this cool shit with is a really ideal, amazing camera, really good bang for the buck. I do have a big gun camera that I use, which is a Sony a7 IV. That's a pretty expensive camera that I use for most all of my filming, whether it be in front of the camera, talking head videos, live streams, and also interview videos. I just can't afford three of those type of cameras. So whenever I need three cameras, it would be that big gun Sony and two of these. Anyways, if you're interested in purchasing a Canon M50 for yourself, I'll leave a little affiliate link from Amazon down below so you can go get one of these, or, you know, at least go look at it and let it be known that, you know, if you do make a purchase, I get a very, very small percentage of that. But every little bit helps at this point. So, Saturday morning as I begin this, I need to hit the storage unit. I need to grab a couple of things so that I can get some work done around the house. Then I got to go to Lowe's. I got to grab some trash bags. Then I got to hit the casino. Joe, what are we doing? The casino, you gambling addicted son of a bitch. Went to the casino yesterday with my wife. She was able to get off of work. You know, she really enjoys the casino. And for those of you who don't know, and not that it matters, my wife is unbelievably successful. Way more successful than I could ever dream to be. So we went and had lunch at the casino yesterday. And then that led to, you know, hey man, let's hit a couple of the slots. Now, Joe is extremely bad luck. I've got the worst luck in the world, you know that. So Joe don't do a whole lot of gambling. Usually I'm just rooting my wife on, win or lose. And believe it or not, we really don't go to the casino all that often. Very seldomly do we. Especially as of late, given my particular financial constraints. Hold on one sec. So we go yesterday. I got 150 bucks. I've got actually like $650 in cash on me. So we spend 150 of that, my wife does. She spends 100, I spend 50, I lose that immediately. My wife goes up and down quite a bit, and then eventually she loses that 100 that I gave to her. So then she goes and pulls out $100, and she starts going, you know, back and forth. We're doing roulette, and we like to do heavy on black when it comes to roulette. You know, $25, $50 rolls, which ain't all that damn heavy. So she goes up and down. She gets up to about, like, I don't know, you know, 200 bucks on roulette from that 100. We're still down. So then she's like, hey, I want to go play Dragon Link. And I'm like, you know, Dragon Link is not really what we play. We usually just play Fire Link. We love Fire Link if we're playing slots. And man, she gets on Fire Link, and Dragon Link, and she's playing $1.25 a spin. I leave to go take a piss. I come back, she done hit for over $500 off a $1.25 spin. So I got to go cash in a voucher for $4.96. And yeah, man, so we took, you know, 200, actually, we were down We were down $290 yesterday, and then we got a $496 voucher, so we made a $200 profit. Just dicking around yesterday. Anyways, let me grab some tools from the storage unit. Maybe there's some things in here that I could sell too. Let me tell you another reason why I really like this Canon M50 if I'm trying to sell you on buying something. Not just the autofocus on this thing is amazing, but its ability to transition between dark and bright scenarios. Like you just seen when I got up out of the truck, it's extremely sunny today, and this thing handles it like a champ. This is probably going to be my worst idea ever. It's over here. Yeah, that's where the... Oh shit, I can't do that. I got my old work shirt on from when I had my business. Son of a bitch. Gotta get rid of that generator right there. That generator is worth a couple of dollars. Yeah, it is. Okay, we're in a dark situation, and you see how the thing just adjusts like that? It's pretty damn good when it comes to that. All right, what do we need up out of here? The old leaf blower. Gonna shit the bed. Do any of my weed eaters even work? Didn't I buy a brand new weed eater? I'm pretty sure that I did. Well, that's certainly not the one that's going to be working. And we're going to hope that it's this guy. Yeah, this guy looks like it's... No, that's definitely not brand new. Maybe it's in my shed still. So we're starting with cutting grass. Getting the yard cleaned up at the house. I hear a freaking smoke detector in here, and that's crazy. All right, there's a leaf blower in here somewhere too. Some little fugazi ass leaf blower. What is that? That's the old... Damn, where did I get all these damn leaf blowers? Where the hell is that leaf blower? Oh, it's right there. Son of a bitch, I was looking for that. I don't even know if this one works. I doubt it does. I feel like I have a brand new... Yeah, this little piece of shit. But it works though. Okay, great. Sounds good. I'll be ready when you get there. Just let me know when you're about 5 minutes away. Thank you. Yes, that would work. Just let me know when you're ready to come pick them up, and I can send you the address. Thank you. All right, so now I gotta hurry. And I don't like that, so I gotta hurry up and get to the casino, cash in this voucher. I may not have time to do that right now. Just wait. And then I need to go to Lowe's, grab fuel, trash bags. And then I got a couple of sales. I've been selling shit every single day. And I know that that seems like not good. Like I'm down really bad, and I am down really bad. Some days I feel like I'm starting to come back up, and other days I don't. So it's been very hit and miss in that regard, but I know that I'm gonna get back up. I feel it, I believe that I will. And everything that I'm selling is just things that I just do not need. I'm definitely trying to just start over in all regards, especially financially. I've been selling quite a bit of stuff. I sold over $450 via eBay, and that was only through 3 items. And I'm not happy with the way that that went, because turns out I only made $350. eBay took over $100 in fees and shipping, and forget all that shit. That's That's bogus. So I would much rather be using Facebook Marketplace. And I've got a $250 sale for some old FPV goggles in just a little bit. I've got a sale on some picture frames that we've never even opened. Like, we've got a ton of these really nice picture frames that have never even been opened. So I've got those two sales for today. All right, anyways, let's hit Lowe's and get this day rocking and rolling. It's family day too, by the way, you know? So it's all about making sure my son has a great day. It's a beautiful day outside. He's gonna go play. My wife and I, we're gonna have a great day. We're going to a baseball game later on tonight. And yeah, just trying to enjoy life. Sounds familiar from that amazing ending that I say at the end of every After Prison Show video. Leaving from Lowe's. Got the fuel for the weed eater and the leaf blower, and then I got the bags for this mountain of leaves that I have in my yard that I need cleaned up. Good deal. I tried to put my phone in the mount and it cut off my camera, so back on the M50. Great little camera. Another thing that I like about this is it's a mirrorless DSLR, but it's a small mirrorless DSLR. And you know, when you think about these full frame or mirrorless DSLR cameras, oftentimes they're pretty freaking bulky. I just sold a Canon 70D yesterday, and that thing was as big as a shoebox. And the Sony a7 IV is about the same as well too, and weight-wise, very heavy camera. This isn't that much bigger than your phone, and you get a lot of bang for the buck with this camera. I enjoy it quite a bit. It does everything that I need it to do, and then some. You can stream with this camera, so that's a good thing. The battery life on these is very good, and yeah, just wanted to share. Anyway, so yeah, the weekend. I gotta hurry up and get back to the house. I didn't have time to go to the casino and cash in that voucher, because I know that this guy is gonna be ready to meet like any minute now to get these goggles from me, these DJI FPV version 2 goggles. And these things are $300 goggles. I think I'm selling them for 250 bucks. Is he gonna try to walk me down on the price? There ain't no walking down. They're absolutely $250 goggles. So we need all of that. It's exciting selling things. You know, you feel like you're in the hustle and bustle of it. There's money coming in. And I got a lot more things to sell too, like a ton of shit. So I'm gonna be doing this for a little while. I'll be curious to see in the end how much money I actually bring in. So far it's only been about $350. But after today, it'll be 600, maybe more. All right, carry on and share more in a little bit. Hi there. Back on the Canon M50 kit lens, all that good jazz. On my way, says I'll be there by about 2:07. Leaving from my house, it's Sunday at 1:50 in the afternoon, no parking in front of my house. I had to move my truck just to be able to park to unload groceries. And you wonder why I want to sell it.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Crawford.
And you wonder why I want to sell this damn place. One of a lot of reasons. Anywho, man, today is going to be a good day. Video-wise, what I'm getting ready to share with you.
3/4 of a mile.
Getting ready to go get an update with a guy by the name of Jason for y'all here on Joe Does Stuff. Now, Jason may not sound very familiar. Maybe he does. Jason was the individual that had Parkinson's. And he has since had the surgery and is recovering from, I think he said 2 different surgeries.
At the roundabout.
So we're going to get a chance to do an update with him and see how he's doing and kick it with him for a little bit. We're going to his place. Excited to check up on him. If you'll remember, I commissioned a pair of shoes that I wanted to make some custom after prison show style shoes, but then the surgery came up and, you know, obviously the shoes are on the back burner. If I can remember correctly, Jason had long hair, and when they did the surgery involved like going into his skull. I asked him, I said, well, I imagine they shaved your head. He said that they did. So he's probably going to be looking totally different. Awesome to get this Awesome to get this opportunity to share this update with you guys. We're getting ready to go meet up with this guy Jason and see how he's doing post Parkinson's surgery.
I'm gonna do a battery that's like popping out a little bit because you can't put it behind the rib cage.
Oh God.
So
I gotta have a surgery myself. I gotta have a hernia surgery.
yeah.
And I mean, that's really nothing in comparison to what you got.
Oh
what you
man,
just went
I was
through.
awake for the whole brain surgery.
All
It was
right.
insane.
So very low key. Here with Jason. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, just chilling out.
You know, so I got the opportunity to meet you a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, and we met through a Facebook ad on Marketplace where you were doing custom tennis shoes,
Yep.
and I wanted to commission a pair of prison-style tennis shoes from you. I wanted to do some prison artwork on them.
Yep.
But then things would change.
Yeah.
Actually, real quick, let me go ahead and mention the biggest elephant in the room for anybody who's just seeing this for the first time. You know, when I met you to commission that pair of tennis shoes, I noticed that you were all over the place. First walking into where we were meeting at, and the first thought that went through my mind was, this guy is probably on drugs.
Right.
Turns out it couldn't have been nothing farther from the truth. You're a young guy, 40 years, how old are you?
45.
45 years old,
Yeah, I just turned 45 in January.
with full-blown Parkinson's.
Yeah, well, they call it early onset, but it's Parkinson's any way you look at it. So it was funny though. My doctor, she told me, she's like, at least you got it when you're young. And I was like, what the F does that mean? Like, well, I'd rather get it when I was 70.
Yeah, who wants to get this when they're young?
She's all, well, you'll handle it better. Well, when I'm 70, I wouldn't give it. You know what I mean? I'm only halfway through. But I got the surgeries and they turn it on the 14th,
So let's go ahead and back up a little bit. When I met you to commission that pair of shoes from you, you had mentioned that you had an upcoming surgery, and that surgery could potentially take away something like 70% of the symptoms?
70 to 90. It could take up to 100, but it just depends on how they tune it. And if they can tune it to my body to make it take away 100%.
Now
Kind of crazy.
let's talk about this surgery a little bit for anybody who's, because I wasn't aware of what this actually entailed. So this was a surgery where they went in through your head.
Yeah, they call it deep brain stimulation.
You were awake for this entire surgery.
Yeah, it was insane. Like when they drilled the holes, like they were like a little bit of pressure, loud noise, and it felt like a jackhammer on the top of my skull.
Do they give you any kind of like anesthetic? Like
They numbed the top of my head, but that was funny too because I could still feel them peeling away my scalp. And I told her that, and she's like, all right, more CCs. And then like under her breath, she's like, I hope I don't overdose him. And I was like, you got someone taking notes. You know exactly how much I got. Like, don't overdose me.
this was painful, I imagine.
It was after. It was a little bit painful, but it wasn't bad. The chest surgery, because they had to put a battery in my chest and run wire from the top of my head down through my neck into my chest. And they only made an incision here and an incision in my chest, which means they were fishing wire through my neck like internet cable or
Oh
something.
my God.
Yeah. So it's kind of a trip. You can feel the wire and see the wire on the side of my neck.
Can we show your head? Because I was
Yeah,
talking about
oh, yeah.
this prior to coming over here. You had long hair when I met you the first
Yep.
time. And now they shaved your head.
Yep. Split my wig.
Man, look at that. That is crazy.
Right. And they've got some incisions up here and back here. They got a couple staples back here.
Can I see that protrusion on your neck that shows that wire going
Yeah.
through your neck? Look at this. There's a freaking cable running through this man's neck
Yeah.
into a battery pack in your chest.
Yeah, here's the battery pack. And it's crazy because I have to wear like a wireless charger at night. But
So when they turn this thing on for the first time, it's gonna what, like shock you?
no, it sends mild stimulations into my brain. And I guess that does it. It sends the signals to the rest of my body. They turned it on when they were putting it in, and I was like, I could feel, like I can feel the Parkinson's in my bones and my muscles, and like I couldn't feel any of it, and I knew it was gonna change my life. So
You said when they turned it on, you could
yeah.
feel
Oh, yeah, I could-
immediately.
Immediately. I mean, there was a couple times like they turned it on and I couldn't talk. Like I was like, "What the heck?" And they like I couldn't look left, and they were like, "All right, back it out. We'll go back in." So they were hitting some crazy spots in my brain for sure, and it was crazy.
I wanna switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I get the opportunity to come to where you live at.
Mm-hmm.
You're living with family, obviously. You live in a decent area, but it's
Yeah.
not far off from some bad areas.
Oh yeah.
And when I pulled up here, you're standing on the front porch, you're waiting for me, and you're all over the place.
Yeah.
You
oh,
can't
yeah.
help it. This is what this Parkinson's has done
Yeah.
to you.
And
The reason I'm asking and talking about this is because I want to go back to a conversation we had the first time we met, where I said that I thought potentially you were on drugs, and obviously I was really wrong in
Mm-hmm.
assuming that. But that's something that you deal with a lot, where
Every
people
day.
think that you're on drugs. Dude, when I pulled up here, man, if you didn't know any better,
you would think.
dude,
I
you
was
would think.
I told my friend yesterday because we went into the Dollar Tree, and he's the one who said something to the guy in 7-Eleven.
When the clerk said that he thought
Yeah.
you were a tweaker.
Yeah, and he kept like, "What the hell are you looking at?" And I'm like, "Dude, calm down." If I saw myself, I would think I was a tweaker.
Oh,
period.
somebody in the Dollar Tree was.
Yeah, people stare all the time because, like you said, I'm all over the place.
It's a sad situation.
Yeah.
I want to go further with that. Has there ever been a time when somebody's come up to you and been like, "Hey, man, I got what you need. I got."
There was actually a guy in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. He worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and he's like, "Hey, I got that work if you need it." And I was like, "What?"
That is
He's like,
crazy.
"I got that crack." And I was like, "Now I look like I'm on crack?" I was like, "No, I don't need crack, dude. I'm good."
That's sad.
Yeah, but the thing is, when surgery, they've already told me that I get to come down on my meds a ton. So all that will stop.
Hey, you know what? I like to lighten the load with you, because the one thing that I learned the first time I met you was, you got a good sense of humor about the situation.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
You have to.
like you said, you have to, because, I think if I was in your situation, I don't know I'd be strong enough to handle this. You know what you would be perfect as?
What?
A freaking undercover. Dude,
Oh, shit.
you could be the biggest.
The only problem is I suck at lying. Like, I really do suck at lying.
I'm horrible for saying that.
Like, I would be good at undercover, but I'd get caught real quick because I break up. I'm so honest. Like, I'm really to the point where I don't have to think about what I say because I'm not lying. So I just say random shit all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a blessing and a curse, but I can't lie.
You know, I got a sick, stupid sense of humor. Sometimes that was probably in horrible taste.
No.
We had talked about the first time we met the fact that you're a former tattoo artist,
Yeah.
and you're an artist by trade. You know, you can look at all the work that you've got on your arms. You can tell that, you know, artwork is a big part of your story.
Oh, yeah.
And when this set in for you, obviously you had to stop tattooing in the shop, but you still tried a tattoo. And I had mentioned, shit, I'd get a tattoo from you. How crazy would that be? But again, that's just me kind of being immature or silly with it. Even though I'm being dead serious, I would get the tattoo.
Well, I'm down to do it, especially after they turn this on.
Well, this is what I want to talk about. Let's go to a more positive thing instead of being such an idiot with it. I'm talking about.
You're fine, bud.
Dude, I sent you the link to that video I did, right?
Yeah, it was good. I don't really like the way I look sometimes.
Oh, man, you
but-
looked great in that video. But I want to say this, man, the comments on that
Yeah,
video.
they were.
Dude, and
and
I know there were people who reached out to you, right?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
They friend requested me, but I want to thank everybody for the kind words. There was a couple of the comments, but you can't pay attention to that
No,
stuff.
dude, you got no idea. You should see what I get. But nonetheless, yeah, it's the internet, for God's sakes. You can't please everybody. But it
No.
was really heartwarming to see people rooting for you.
Yeah, it
People
was.
trying to be encouraging. Because can't nobody imagine what you're dealing with.
Right. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I wake up happy every day. I don't really, sometimes, every once in a while I'll get down, but it's not for a long period of time. I just don't let myself get down. I have people who love me. I have a good group of people who surround me. I had like 10 friends come bring me wings and like a whole dinner and a bag full of goodies when I was in bed. I have a good support system. I have a lot of family out here, and they treat me like I'm just another, you know what I mean, family member. I don't get any special treatment. To a point I do, but I don't ask for it.
Let me ask you this. You're surrounded by people who love you. You got a good support system like you had mentioned.
Mhm.
You're comfortable here.
Yeah.
How is it a thing when you go out in public? Let's use the Dollar Tree example where somebody was just staring at you. Do you get uncomfortable in those type of situations?
I've learned to brush it. I've had it for 5 years now. You know what I mean? 5, 6 years. So I've just gotten... The tweaker looking stuff, though, is recent. Like, because I've gotten on such a high dose of meds to stop the tremors and the stiff legs and all that. And she kept telling me that it was going to happen. And I was like, nope, not happening. And then when it did, I was like, shit, you weren't lying.
Are you able to sleep at night?
With help, like with trazodone, I take, it's just like a antidepressant that makes you fall asleep.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I don't want to take another one because I don't want to be groggy. And the shaking will keep me up. But
When you sleep, do you sleep still?
yeah. Even when I wake up sometimes, it takes a minute for my tremors and everything to come on. Like, I'll walk normal and then all of a sudden it just hits me.
Wow.
So it's kind of crazy. But
With the surgery, let's go back to that because you were awake for the surgery. How did they keep you still? Were you strapped down?
I kept myself still. They didn't strap me down.
Was that a possibility?
Yeah, I don't know because they didn't. Yeah, that's annoying.
How you driving a car with the alarm going off? That car is probably stolen.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, they just said stay still because they needed my head free to because they wanted to do follow my fingers with your eyes, not your head. And if I followed with my head, then I couldn't. They weren't in the right spot or whatever. But it was hard, man. I honestly, because it was like a hour and a half surgery, and sitting there just telling yourself, this is important. You got to keep still, because they're inside your dome.
That is the most profound thing that I have ever heard. You're somebody who can't help the stuff that's going on with you,
Right.
this physical movement that's taking place, and for an hour and a half you literally had to do everything that you could to just sit still.
Yeah, I mean, they gave me some relaxant, like some relax. I don't know what it
Muscle
was.
relaxer or something like that.
Something intravenously to help me relax. So I mean, when I'm relaxed, I can control this, but it's only then. But they gave me like 40 Percocets, and I'm a recovering addict actually, and I was like, I don't need those.
Let's talk about that real quick. The fact that you just mentioned you're a recovering addict.
Okay.
You shared with me the first time we met, when we started talking about this, that Parkinson's is due to a depletion of dopamine,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Your body stops producing it.
But, when you're overindulging in the dopamine, I mean, that's when you're getting high, right? Like your
Yeah.
dopamine's.
Oh yeah.
So do you feel like the addiction at all led to this?
I asked my doctor that, and she said there's really no way to know,
But it's possible.
but it's possible. But
Is it?
the way I looked at it is, if I blamed the drugs, then I would just blame myself, and I would come down on myself.
Has there been a study on that to say, like, people who have been in active addiction are 10 times more likely to end up with Parkinson's or
I
some
don't
shit?
know. I make jokes about smoking off tinfoil and shit, like that the tinfoil man giving it to me, but I don't know. Like
What was your drug? Was it meth?
it was heroin.
Oh, so you were smoking heroin.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was smoking it, shooting it, snorting it.
I'd be curious to know if there's any correlation between...
And I don't want to know, because, like I said, then I'm gonna blame myself for having it.
Is it hereditary by
It
chance?
is. It can be.
So has anybody else in your family had this?
No, I think my grandpa on my mom's side, he had real bad tremors towards the end. So he might have gone undiagnosed, but we don't know that for a fact. So it's just a possibility. You know what I mean? But I know they won't let me donate sperm. So, and they won't let me donate blood. So,
Wow, that's crazy.
right? So, yeah, they won't let me donate plasma or blood.
I want to ask a really hard question right here, and I don't know how to even really ask this, but you're 45 years old, man. You're dealing with this.
Yeah.
This has got to take a toll on a love life,
I don't have one.
but you probably had one prior to this.
I mean, I did, but I didn't. Like, I was with a girl she was a tattoo model, and she loved herself so much she couldn't love anybody else. And I was with her for a long time. And then this came on, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But as soon as a girl finds out, she ghosts me 100% of the time.
Do you feel like you're ever going to have a love life?
Maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, once I have a little
of this?
more control over it, I think maybe. But at this point, I don't know if I want one. Like, I see my buddies that are married and my buddies that are in relationships, and they don't look fun at this point. But it'll be hard to find a girl that'll sign up for this, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff coming in down the road, like dementia and other stuff like that. So
Oh, so this is just the beginning.
Kind of, yeah.
So
Yep.
so it doesn't get better from here, really.
No, it progressively gets worse. Yeah.
What the hell gives you hope knowing that?
Um,
What keeps you going?
just like I said, man, life, honestly. Like, as long as I can still do art, I'll be all right. I mean, they told me I'll have to get this battery changed in 15 years. So they think, you know what I mean, it's going to do what it needs to do for at least that long. So, I mean, I guess you could say I'm hopeful of the time that I have to make the best of it. You know what I mean? And
When do they turn this thing on?
May 14th, I'm counting down the minutes. You know? Like, I talked to someone, I went and got an eye exam the other day, and she was like, oh, my friend had that done. And I was like, and what do you think? And she's like, it changed his life. Completely changed his life. So
That's got to give you some hope right there.
it gives me a lot of hope. And they say it'll work for 20, 30 years. So, I mean, 20, 30 more years, I should get some good life out of that, you know what I mean? After that, it's not really that much fun anyway. But I guess I'm hopeful for the time that I do have. And I don't really think about the time that I'm gonna, like, have dementia, or because, like I said, you worry about that stuff, and you're gonna worry. That's all you're gonna do is worry. You just gotta live,
Yeah.
do what you can do, and like I one of the things that really breaks my heart is I've been riding since I was 16, Harleys, and
Motorcycles.
I got a Harley back there. But because, like, if I'm just to sustain a head injury, it could ruin the surgery, and it's a one and done. Like, they're not gonna go back in and do it again. So I have to give up riding, and that kills me. But really, other than that, snowboarding I can't really do anymore. But those are just some sacrifices I had to make, you know what I mean? And I'll probably cheat on the whole motorcycle thing a couple times, because I love to ride. Like, there's nothing like riding a windy road with nobody on it, and like the feeling you get, there's nothing comparable to me. So I'll probably cheat on that a couple times. Just got to be real safe and make sure nothing happens. But if it does, it does. I mean, what can you do? So one thing I learned from this is you can't control what life throws at you all the time. And if you try, you're just gonna be working hard to try. Like, there's this guy who's trying to live like till he's like 150, but he spends every minute of every day working on it. You know what I mean? What's the point of living that long if you can't have any fun or do anything worth living? Like, he's drinking protein shakes and stem cells and all this other crap, and he's spending all his time doing that. It's crazy to me. I'm gonna spend my time living. You know what I mean? Doing art, and art makes me the happiest, honestly. Anything I can do artistically, I do. I always have my iPad on me. I always am painting or doing something. Buying new airbrushes or something art related for sure. But
Well, look, Jason, I appreciate you letting me come over here and talk with you post-surgery.
Yeah.
You said May 14th they're going to cut this thing on, and
Yeah.
you know, hopefully that's going to make some noticeable impact in your day-to-day and what's going on with you.
Yeah. It should. My meds are actually starting to wear off, so you can see the tremors coming on.
Yeah. Well, look, thank you for doing this follow-up.
No
I'm sure
problem.
people are going to have a lot of positive things to say, and I'd like to send them your way if they'd like to offer
Yeah.
you an encouraging word.
Yeah, definitely.
And let's get together this upcoming month after they cut this thing on and see how it does for you.
Right.
Hey, man.
Definitely.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, man. I'm glad I met you.
Yeah, man. Take care of yourself.
I will.
All right. Just getting done meeting with Jason, and what a crazy situation Buddy is living. You know, shout out to him for just having the ability to be able to keep a positive frame of mind in such a grim situation. It's almost horrifying to think about, what if that was you? For me, that's how it is. And you know, to think that, what if it was drugs that led to this? I don't know really that that's the case, but certainly a scary thing to think about for sure. You know, 45 years old, hoping that next month when they turn this battery in his chest on, that, you know, there's a noticeable difference in what's going on with him. And again, when I showed up, you know, he's standing on the front porch. He's, I mean, just looking like a straight tweaker. And no disrespect to him at all. And, you know, not trying to say anything crazy right there. But, I mean, that's the truth. And I just can't even imagine, you know, there's nothing he can do about that. It is not even drugs that's got him like that. And, you know, I just can't imagine what it's like for him going out in public. You know, for the people who go out in public with them, obviously it doesn't matter as much for them as it does for him. But, yo, it has got to be a really wild situation. We got a chance to talk a little bit more about the shoes that I commissioned from him. He hasn't even started those yet, and I don't even care. You know, this guy's got bigger things going on. Ultimately, the shoes would be cool. You know, he does do some phenomenal artwork. But more important, you know, obviously this man's health and well-being. And, you know, me commissioning the shoes was really just trying to get this guy's artwork out there for him. And maybe this could be some residual income for him. You know, he doesn't even get disability, which you got to think, if somebody was a candidate for disability, it would certainly be a guy like that, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Hey, I hope this was something you guys enjoyed. If it was, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about this. If you'd like to offer some kind words and encouragement to Jason, I'm going to leave his Facebook information down below so that you guys can find him on Facebook and message him. Say something nice to this guy, man. I'm sure that would go a long way. Y'all take care, and I'll talk with you again real soon.